Welcome, my name is Louise Kerr and I'm the Planning and Place Director at Northern Beaches Council. Anyone who is trying to make improvements to their property will understand that there are many rules about what you can and can't do, depending on where you live, how your land is zoned and the controls that apply. Most of these rules are set out in Council's local environmental plan, what we call an LEP, and a development control plan, a DCP. We currently have 4 of these, and it's a requirement of the New South Wales Government that we have 1 LEP and 1 DCP for our area. This is a great opportunity to raise the bar on our land use planning, and to get the conversation going, we've released this discussion paper to get your views at the beginning of the process. Now, we know there can be some concerns whenever a council starts reviewing planning rules, so I think it's worth addressing some of this right up front. Firstly, we're not proposing to increase housing density beyond what is already identified in our local housing strategy. That strategy identifies an additional 275 homes are needed to help our area meet the state government's 2036 housing targets. Secondly, there are no plans to increase heights in residential areas. We are, however, proposing small height increases in some commercial and industrial zones to improve economic viability and to help retain jobs. There is no one-size-fits-all approach here. We know local character is important, and that's absolutely a key factor for us. And this is not a final document, it's a discussion paper. This is a very big job and we're at the beginning of the process. No decisions have been made yet. We have some ideas and really want to hear what you are thinking. So let's get to the detail. The LEP and DCP are part of a much bigger picture. To start with, they must align with the state government's Greater Sydney Region Plan and North District Plan. The Minister for Planning also sets rules that all councils must abide by when making an LEP. The LEP and DCP work together to provide a mechanism for implementing 3 other important council planning strategies: our Community Strategic Plan, Local Strategic Planning Statement towards 2040, and the Local Housing Strategy. Throughout the discussion paper, we identify issues relating to 4 key themes from our Local Strategic Planning Statement, and we propose options and approaches to address them. There's a lot of detail, and I encourage you to look at the areas that interest you the most. Where we do propose changes to current rules, they seek to provide clarity, raise the bar on sustainability, or generally improve the quality of development in our area. To prepare this paper, we have drawn on insights and comments from previous feedback on our Planning Our Sustainable Future program, which we've conducted over the past 2 to 3 years. There are also a range of other technical studies underway which inform this work. The 4 themes are equally important, but some are more detailed than others. The first of these is sustainability. In this section, we discuss local planning controls that help us to protect the landscape. We look at topics like developing near waterways, foreshore building lines, watercourses, wetlands and riparian lands, managing stormwater, water-sensitive urban design, and protecting our foreshore. We also look at ways to improve energy, water and waste, and increasing our resilience to hazards. We're currently finalising a formal review of environmental zones, and once that work is done, we'll consult with you again separately on the findings of that work. For larger developments, we're proposing performance standards for net zero carbon emission buildings. And we're looking at a range of sustainability options and independent sustainability certification for smaller development. The next theme is infrastructure and collaboration. Here we discuss planning controls to facilitate the provision of infrastructure to ensure that our controls align with state planning policies. Now we're at the Liveability section. To promote a healthy, safe and socially connected community, we're proposing local controls such as crime prevention, universal access, adaptable housing and accessible car parking. When thinking about livability, we also mean housing, and we're considering things like the controls in place to manage housing supply, affordability, and choice across residential zones. In this section, we look at implementing our local housing strategy, which involves permitting dual occupancy development in areas close to transport and services, restricting boarding houses and seniors housing in certain zones so they don't keep getting approved in quiet suburban areas, and we're looking at the options to incentivise affordable housing. Livability also means creating great places, and to address this, we explore some proposed controls that will bring about benefits like design excellence, better amenity and highly functioning town centres and places. Heritage is also very important, and we explore controls for local character and heritage, both Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal. The fourth and final theme I'm going to take you through is productivity. To start, this section explores local controls to improve connectivity. Think parking, sustainable transport and tourism. We propose ways to encourage car share and electric vehicles and reduce the reliance on cars, especially around transport hubs. Key proposals also include reducing parking requirements and introducing maximum parking rates in our strategic centres, such as Manly, Brookvale, Dee Why, Frenchs Forest and Mona Vale. The productivity theme also addresses the jobs and skills required to create a vibrant local economy. Our town centres, business employment zones and industrial areas are the employment heart of the Northern Beaches, and our discussion paper suggests several ways the new LEP and DCP can support small business and local jobs. We asked for feedback on a 1 to 1.5 metre increase in building heights in smaller town centres to increase the floor heights for better retail experience. To clarify, this does not include Dee Why, Mona Vale or Frenchs Forest. And to address the demand for more industrial space, we'd like to hear views on an extra story on buildings in industrial areas. There's a lot discussed in this section, and I encourage you to explore the content that's relevant for you. As you can see, there is a lot to take in. This is part of our process to create a vision for a sustainable future here on the Northern Beaches. It's also the first stage of community engagement in our new LEP and DCP, and there will be opportunities to get involved in the coming year. Our aim is to ensure we maintain our great lifestyle and protect everything that is important to you. I hope that you have got something out of watching this webinar, and I encourage you to make a submission and have your say. Thanks for watching.